This video is about famous Hollywood celebrities and people who passed away from March to April in 2010 in the United States. Before we proceed, please subscribe to our channel to support us. Nan Martin, she was born in July 1927 and she died in March 2010. Her age was 82 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was emphysema. Nan Martin was a veteran character actress who appeared in television, film, and theater for over 5 decades. She was known for her versatility, playing both comedic and dramatic roles. Her television credits include appearances on The Golden Girls and Seinfeld. Martin was also respected on Broadway for her strong stage performances. June Havoc, she was born in November 1912 and she died in March 2010. Her age was 97 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was undisclosed. June Havoc was a child vaudeville performer turned accomplished actress and director. She was a younger sister of famed burlesque artist Gypsy Rose Lee. Havoc later became a respected playwright, penning works based on her early life. Her long career spanned stage, screen, and radio. Dixie Carter, she was born in May 1939 and she died in April 2010. Her age was 70 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was endometrial cancer. Dixie Carter was best known for her role as the outspoken Julia Sugar Baker on the sitcom Designing Women. With her southern charm and sharp wit, she became a beloved television personality. Carter also appeared in theater and other television series. She was married to actor Hal Tremble. Dorothy Provine, she was born in January 1935 and she died in April 2010. Her age was 75 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was emphysema. Dorothy Provine starred in several 1960s comedies and adventure films. Often noted for her beauty and charisma, she played flapper characters with gusto and sang as well. Her career peaked with television's The Roaring Twenties. Provine largely retired from acting in the 1970s. Cory Hay, he was born in December 1971 and he died in March 2010. His age was 38 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was pneumonia. Cory Hay was a teen heartthrob in the 1980s, known for his roles in coming-of-age and horror films. He often collaborated with fellow actor Corey Feldman. Despite his early success, Hay struggled with substance abuse. His untimely death marked the end of a troubled but memorable career. Merlin Olson, he was born in September 1940 and he died in March 2010. His age was 69 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was peritoneal mesothelioma. Merlin Olson first rose to fame as a Hall of Fame NFL player with the Los Angeles Rams. After retiring, he transitioned into a successful acting career, most notably on Little House on the Prairie and Father Murphy. He was also a sports commentator. Olson was admired for his strength and kindness. John Forsyth, he was born in January 1918 and he died in April 2010. His age was 92 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was pneumonia after cancer. John Forsyth had a rich, resonant voice and commanding screen presence. He starred in numerous film and television products, but was best known as Blake Carrington in Dynasty and the voice of Charlie in Charlie's Angels. His career spanned over 6 decades. Faz Parker, he was born in August 1924 and he died in March 2010. His age was 85 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Faz Parker became an American icon, playing frontier heroes like Davy Crockett and Daniel Boone. His rugged charm made him a favorite in the 1950s and 1960s. After retiring, he became a successful winemaker. Parker is remembered for his wholesome, all-American persona. Robert Culp, he was born in August 1930 and he died in March 2010. His age was 79 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart attack. Robert Culp gained fame in the groundbreaking series I Spy alongside Bill Cosby. He was known for his smart, suave characters and later appeared in numerous guest television roles. Culp also wrote and directed episodes of his shows. He was a respected talent in Hollywood. Peter Graves. He was born in March 1926 and he died in March 2010. His age was 83 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart attack. Peter Graves was best known as Jim Phillips in Mission Impossible, commanding with calm authority. He also hosted Biography and appeared in parody roles like Airplane. His clean-cut image and rich voice made him a popular actor for decades. Michael Pitaki. He was born in January 1938 and he died in April 2010. His age was 72 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was cancer. Michael Pitaki was a character actor known for his intense screen presence and distinctive voice. He appeared in numerous television shows and films, including Star Trek, Rocky IV, and Halloween 4. Pitaki also voiced characters in animation and video games. He worked steadily for decades. Christopher Quesanov. He was born in December 1943 and he died in April 2010. His age was 66 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was septicemia. Christopher Quesanov was classically trained British actor known for his roles in television dramas and films. He gained fame in the United States for playing Ben Carrington in Dynasty. His elegant demeanor and rich voice made him a favorite in period pieces. Quesanov had a respected stage and screen career. Mark Linkis. He was born in September 1962 and he died in March 2010. His age was 47 at the time of his death and he took his own life. Mark Linkis was a frontman for Sparkle Horse, blending indie rock with haunting, poetic lyrics. His music was critically acclaimed, but he struggled with mental health and physical injuries. Linkis collaborated with many artists, including Danger Mouse. His death was a major loss to alternative music. Liz Carpenter. She was born in September 1920 and she died in March 2010. Her age was 89 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was undisclosed. Liz Carpenter was a journalist, humorist, and political advisor, notably serving as press secretary to Lady Bird Johnson. A witty and passionate advocate for women's rights, she authored several books. Carpenter was beloved in political and literary circles. David Mills. He was born in November 1961 and he died in March 2010. His age was 48 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was brain aneurysm. David Mills was an acclaimed journalist turned television writer known for his hard-hitting dramas. He worked closely with David Simon on shows like The Corner, The Wire, and Treem. Mills brought journalistic integrity and social commentary to television. His sudden death occurred just before Treem premiered. Herb Ellis. He was born in August 1921 and he died in March 2010. His age was 88 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was Alzheimer's disease. Herb Ellis was a renowned jazz guitarist, specially known for his work with the Oscar Peterson Trio. His smooth and lyrical style blended blues and bebop influences. Ellis also collaborated with major artists like Ella Fitzgerald. He was a major force in post-war jazz guitar. Ambrose Olson. He was born in November 1984 and he died in April 2010. His age was 25 at the time of his and he took his own life. Ambrose Olson was a rising star in the fashion world, best known for modeling for brands like Armani and Hugo Boss. His strong features and confident runway presence gained him major campaigns. His death shocked the fashion community. Olson had a promising career cut tragically short. Peter Steele. He was born in January 1962 and he died in April 2010. His age was 48 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart failure. Peter Steele was the towering frontman of gothic metal band Type O Negative. Known for his deep voice and dark romantic lyrics, he had a cult following. His brooding charisma and openness about personal struggles added depth to his music. Steele's death was mourned by fans worldwide. Guru Keith Elam. He was born in July 1961 and he died in April 2010. His age was 48 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was cancer. Guru was a pioneer of jazz rap fusion as one half of Gang Starr. With DJ Premier, he created gritty, intelligent hip-hop that influenced a generation. His Jazz Metal series blended hip-hop with live jazz artists. Guru's legacy lives on in conscious rap circles. Barry Hanna, he was born in April 1942 and he died in March 2010. His age was 67 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart attack. Barry Hanna was a Southern writer known for his electric prose and offbeat characters. He gained acclaim for short stories and novels exploring dark humor and violence in South. Hanna taught creative writing at Ole Miss. His style influenced generations of writers. Luigi Waits, he was born in July 1927 and he died in April 2010. His age was 82 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Luigi Waits was a celebrated jazz vibraphonist from Oklahoma with a long career as a performer and educator. He led the band Luigi Incorporations for decades and mentored young musicians. Waits was a cultural icon in Nebraska's music scene. He performed until shortly before his death. Walter Seir, he was born in April 1930 and he died in April 2010. His age was 80 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Walter Seir was a legendary recording engineer and tuba player. He founded Seir Sound, one of the most respected analog recording studios in New York. Seir worked with artists from Steely Dan to Paul McCartney. He was also an early pioneer of synthesizer music. Alex Chilton, he was born in December 1950 and he died in March 2010. His age was 59 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart attack. Alex Chilton rose to fame as a teen with the Box Tops singing The Letter. Later he formed Big Star, a band influential in power pop and alternative rock. Though not commercially successful in its time, Big Star became a cult favorite. Chilton was widely respected for his artistry. Dorothy Height, she was born in March 1912 and she died in April 2010. Her age was 98 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was undisclosed. Dorothy Height was a pioneering civil rights and women's rights activist. She led the National Council of and Women for decades and worked closely with leaders like Dr. King. Height was a key figure in shaping policy on racial and gender equality. She received the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Madge Costanza, she was born in November 1932 and she died in March 2010. Her age was 77 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was cancer. Madge Costanza was a trailblazing political figure and activist for LGBTQ and women's rights. She served as an assistant to President Carter and was one of the first openly gay people in a White House role. Costanza continued advocacy work for her political career. She is remembered as a pioneer for inclusion. Benjamin Hooks, he was born in January 1925 and he died in April 2010. His age was 85 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Benjamin Hooks was a civil rights activist, lawyer, minister, and the first African-American appointed to the FCC. He led the NAACP from 1977 to 1992, advocating for racial justice and economic empowerment. Hooks was a key figure in advancing civil rights in post-segregation America. He received the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Faz Carney, he was born in May 1917 and he died in March 2010. His age was 92 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was lung cancer. Major General Faz Carney was a pioneering United States Air Force pilot and test pilot. Instrumental in post-Second World War aviation development, he was key in transitioning the Air Force to jet aircraft, as Carney held multiple speed records and was inducted into aviation halls of fame. His legacy is cemented in military flight history. Ruth Clickman, she was born in January 1930 and she died in March 2010. Her age was 80 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was undisclosed. Ruth Clickman was an artist and the last companion of Jackson Pollock. She survived the car crash that killed Pollock in 1956 and later wrote about their relationship. Clickman was active in the New York art scene and had a unique perspective on abstract expressionism. She remained a controversial yet insightful figure in modern art. Thomas J. Moyer. He was born in April 1939 and he died in April 2010. His age was 70 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was stroke. Thomas J. Moyer served as Chief Justice of Ohio's Supreme Court for 24 years, the longest serving in state history. He promoted judicial reform, professionalism, and public education on the law. Moyer was widely respected for his fairness and commitment to justice. His sudden death shocked Ohio's legal community. Dan Duncan. He was born in January 1933 and he died in March 2010. His age was 77 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was cerebral hemorrhage. Dan Duncan was a billionaire and co-founder of the Enterprise Products, a major natural gas and oil pipeline company. He rose from humble beginnings to become one of the richest people in the United States. Known for his philanthropy, he supported medical research and education. Duncan left a powerful legacy in the energy sector. Whitney Robson Harris. He was born in August 1912 and he died in April 2010. His age was 97 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was cancer. Whitney Harris was one of the chief prosecutors at the Nuremberg trials after the Second World War. Working alongside Justice Robert Jackson, he helped bring Nazi war criminals to justice. Later, Harris advocated for international law and human rights. His work left a lasting impact on global justice systems. Clifford Harden. He was born in October 1915 and he died in April 2010. His age was 94 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was kidney disease and congestive heart failure. Clifford Harden served under President Nixon and pushed for food assistance programs and agricultural research. Before his federal role, he was Chancellor of the University of Nebraska. His work modernized food policy and nutrition programs in the United States. Harden's influence extended into education and food security. Edgar Rayburn. He was born in September 1906 and he died in March 2010. His age was 103 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Dr. Edgar Rayburn was a physician and one of America's most effective conservationists. As a longtime leader in the Sierra Club, he helped preserve millions of acres of wilderness, including Alaska and the California coast. He received the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Rayburn's legacy lives on in national parks and protected lands. Chris Kenyon. He was born in January 1970 and he died in April 2010. His age was 40 at the time of his death and he took his own life. Chris Kenyon was known for his intensive moves and technical wrestling style. He performed in World Championship Wrestling and WWE. Kenyon came out as gay after retiring, becoming one of the first openly gay pro wrestlers. He struggled with mental health, and his tragic death drew attention to these issues in sports. Daryl Gates. He was born in August 1926 and he died in April 2010. His age was 83 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was cancer. Daryl Gates served as chief of the Los Angeles Police Department during a period marked by controversy and the 1992 Rodney King riots. He helped establish the first SWAT team but faced criticism for his tough policies. Gates remained a polarizing figure in law enforcement history. Willard Woods. He was born in March 1912 and he died in April 2010. His age was 98 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. W. Willard Woods served under Presidents Kennedy and Johnson, handling major labor issues during the civil rights era. He was known for his eloquence and advocacy for fair labor standards. Woods remained active in law and public service throughout his life. He was also a respected scholar and lecturer. Hal Tremble, he was born in August 1926 and he died in February 2010. His age was 83 at the time of his death and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Hal Tremble was an influential figure in American ice hockey, serving as executive director for the sport's national governing body. He worked to grow hockey at the grassroots level. Tremble was also involved in Olympic hockey and is remembered for developing United States hockey infrastructure. John Purdin, he was born in July 1942 and he died in March 2010. His age was 67 at the time of his death and the reason for his death was cancer. John Purdin was a right-handed pitcher who played for the Los Angeles Dodgers during the 1960s. He had a brief but notable career, including a two-hit shutout in his MLB debut. After retiring, Purdin worked in community services. He remains a fondly remembered part of Dodgers history. Mike Cuellar, he was born in May 1937 and he died in April 2010. His age was 72 at the time of his death and the reason for his death was stomach cancer. Mike Cuellar was a Cy Young winning pitcher, known for his masterful screwball. He was a key part of the Baltimore Orioles' success in the late 1960s and early 1970s. Cuellar helped lead the team to several World Series appearances. He was one of the first successful Latin American pitchers in MLB. Jim Pagliarone, he was born in December 1937 and he died in April 2010. His age was 72 at the time of his death and the reason for his death was cancer. Jim Pagliarone was a dependable catcher who played in the major leagues during the 1960s. He was known for his strong defense and leadership behind the plate. Pagliarone later worked in business and coaching. His contributions to the game are fondly remembered by fans and teammates. Thanks for watching the video. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Have a nice day.